Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name's Michaela and I make diamond painting videos here on this channel. And today I'm doing a little bit of a different video, but it's a video I've been wanting to do for a while. If you guys are new here, I am a huge fan of like bigger, more detailed diamond paintings. I just find the experience more fun than a bunch of color blocking in my opinion. And I figured today I would do a little bit of a tips and tricks video on how to make a big diamond painting with lots of confetti feel less daunting. And for this, I'm gonna do this kind of whip and chat style, but I figured I'd work on a more detailed painting, if you will. I am working on Cozy Christmas. This is by Aria Illustration and Diamond Art Club. This is the first time I'm working on this in a video, and I was in the middle of this section last night before I put it away, and so we will just be continuing this section right here, which I feel like is kind of a lot of confetti. If you guys don't know, just really quickly as like a quick overview, if you don't know what confetti is, or color blocking. Confetti is when you have a lot of like color changes in a small area of a diamond painting, and color blocking is the opposite, where you have chunks of the same color. So yeah, now that we have that out of the way, I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's get right on into it. Okay, I feel like starting a new diamond painting, like I'm 3 sections into this, but I still have not a single clue where any of my colors are in my tray system. But let's go ahead and just start with, I don't know, we'll start with this and just talk. All right, so my first tip is to work in sections. I feel like this almost feels kind of like self-explanatory, but I do know that there are some people who prefer to work on their diamond paintings not in sections and just prefer to have like the entire kind of canvas open at one time, which I think for like a small diamond painting could work really well. And is actually quite an interesting method, but I think with like anything big, really honestly, in my opinion, any size diamond painting, but like really truly like a bigger diamond painting, especially something like this diamond painting in specific is a 69.9 by 93.8 centimeters, so basically a 70 by 90 centimeter. In my opinion, you're gonna want to section off your diamond painting with either washi tape or release paper, which I personally prefer sectioning off with release paper. It does kind of take a little bit of time and effort to get release paper fully on a canvas, and I know some people don't like that. I prefer the release paper method mostly because I don't enjoy seeing what the next section is going to be before I work on it. This release paper is a little bit, what's the word? It's like partially opaque, partially not. Like if you guys can kind of see over here, you can still kind of see underneath the release paper. But if this were sectioned off with washi tape, you would definitely like be able to see just basically like the actual, you know, drill field. I don't even know where I was really going with that, but I would say that sectioning off like a bigger canvas or something that has a lot of confetti is just the best move for sure, and not, you know, attacking it all at once. I think that attacking the entire canvas all at once really is, can be definitely more daunting. You're probably going to be constantly looking for the color you want to place. And yeah, I don't think it's the most effective method, especially, you know, if you're wanting to tackle a bigger diamond painting. So that is the first tip I have. The second tip I have, I don't know if this is going to work for everyone, and I will just preface this video in general by saying that like I don't think everything is just going to work for everybody, but this is just kind of my tips and tricks. I would say that middle of the ground multi-placers will be your best friend on a bigger canvas. I always work with a 4-placer, and I just really love working with a 4-placer. I would say though probably a 6-placer might be your best bet when working on bigger canvases. I'm not even entirely sure there's any real logic behind this one, but I do know that with 4-placers it's nice because you're able to easily multi-place in areas that, you know, are still kind of confetti heavy. Like for example, this, and I'll zoom in just a bit for you guys, this section where I have a lot of H's, that's what I'm currently working on. You can tell that there are still places where I'm able to use my multi-placer. Like my 4-placer can be used honestly a lot of these places, and I think that a little bit of a smaller multiplacer kind of helps because you can do some of these more detailed sections and not feel, I don't know, just like as overwhelmed. So I think a middle of the ground multiplacer is the best bet. I think that if you have bigger chunks of color, you know, like when you're color blocking big, you know, color blocking heavy backgrounds, I think a bigger multiplacer is really good for that. But I think when it comes to confetti, the more middle of the ground multiplacer is better. And yeah, I do really love my 4-placer. But yeah, I think a 6-placer would make a really good one too. But yeah, that is my next piece of advice. Okay, just trying to fix this drill. The next tip I have for you guys is maybe give a bigger round diamond painting a try first. And if it's intimidating to do, squares. So I know that Dreamer Designs does sell some landscapes in rounds. I feel like part of the issue with bigger diamond paintings, I would imagine that some people, you know, are intimidated by, is the fact that they are in squares also, which if you guys are newer to diamond painting, squares in general can be harder than rounds. So I think one way that if you're intimidated by, you know, the size and the shape, maybe going with a larger round diamond painting could be a good kind of starting point, because rounds, work up a little faster than squares. They're, you know, easier to mess around with. You don't need to place them perfectly on the canvas for them to, you know, work once you lay them down. So yeah, that I feel like is my best suggestion for that is, maybe trying, I just somehow managed to pull this up, is giving maybe a bigger round diamond painting a try. I am not happy with this putty right now. Oh, maybe I need to switch out the putty. I don't know. Okay, anyways, that is that. Or kind of alternatively, you could maybe have another smaller project going at the same time. That way you don't feel like you're constantly working on the big, you know, intimidating square project. So maybe that could mean working on a round diamond painting, like a smaller snack size round diamond painting, or maybe instead working on a paint gem mini set, or maybe one of the mini dazzles from Diamond Art Club. Just something to kind of have like a little bit of a breather in between this, you know, bigger kit. Sometimes can really just kind of rejuvenate a little bit, and then kind of, you know, you're working on this really confetti heavy canvas, and then you take a little bit of a break on a nice smaller one. You feel a little bit accomplished, then you go back to the bigger one. So that could be another tip. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. I was having trouble finding the next color. So yeah, I would say that could potentially do the trick. The next little bit of a tip I have is, okay, so I don't personally use this method, so I can't speak to a personal experience, but I've had people mention before that they enjoy this, is a confetti tray, or like a stack of trays that basically you can put like, so it's basically like a contraption. And I know that the new Diamond Art Club trays are actually stackable, so you could do something like this, is you basically kit up directly in your trays, and you basically just have like a confetti tray system. Yeah, I've never actually tried it before. I definitely think I am too clumsy for something like that, and I don't think I would recommend that method if you have small children or like a cat. I mean, honestly, maybe even a dog, I don't know. I would say a cat because they can climb up on tables and stuff. But I have heard people have success with this method, and you know, it takes less time to switch between colors because you're not really putting things back into a container. You're kind of just keeping it in a tray. So I've heard this method work well for some people, but I do know that that is not everybody's cup of tea. It's not mine personally, but it is a time saver. So that's a suggestion. This one's just a little bit more of a goofy suggestion, but sometimes a good pop can make a diamond painting experience better. My best suggestion for that is glue dots. So glue dots have a really good pop when you're putting a drill down on the canvas. Like that's not even like the best pop, to be honest. But sometimes just having like a solid pop. Could just kind of make you want to keep going on the diamond painting. Yeah, again, that was kind of more of a goofy suggestion. But I have found that since finding glue dots, I just really love using my single placer just because it really just makes a nice pop. And sometimes a good putty can make a good pop too, but I will say that glue dots just, in my opinion, have the best pop. Especially fresh glue dots. I do have a video actually on my channel, and I'll try to link it down below if I remember, about how to actually put your glue dots in your single placer. I made a video on that. I do know that it can be a little bit of a challenge, but once you get the hang of it, it is a pretty simple thing to do, and I think it's a game changer. I much prefer glue dots over any sort of like wax in my single placer, so yeah, that is a suggestion. Okay, and the next one I have here is setting realistic time expectations. I think going in with the mindset of like knowing that if you're going into a bigger project like this, you know, 70 by 90 centimeter project, that it isn't going to take you just like a couple of sittings to complete, I think can really change things a lot. I know that there's a ton of satisfaction from finishing projects quickly, but I definitely think in cases like bigger projects, it's just, I think, smart to go in with the expectation of like, oh, I know this is gonna take me, you know, a month to complete, or, you know, longer, probably longer. And that's totally fine because, you know, you're getting such beautiful artwork as an end result. And I just think it's such a fun process working through it a little bit slower and seeing all the different elements start coming to life. I think that's really cool. And just like knowing you're gonna get so much detail out of your diamond painting. And yeah, I really would just say having realistic time expectations. I think some people probably go in thinking it won't take them as long as it does, and they get discouraged. And I would say definitely don't get discouraged, and just know that you are making progress, even if it is slow progress. It's definitely progress. I mean, I already know that once I finish this section, like the dog will be complete. I think that's so cool. Well, most of the dog. There's like the tiniest little bit up on the next row. But the dog will be mostly complete. It's like, wow, I finished like this part of my like painting that had a bunch of different elements. And I didn't even write this down, but I think that's such a good point too, is like being, you know, I guess keeping an eye on like the different elements that you're completing too of your diamond paintings, especially ones that have a bunch of fun little vignettes. Like this one, you know, we'll take a look at the original artwork again. This one has here we go. This one has the girl, it has the Christmas tree, you have two cats in this one, you have presents, you have lights, you have so much detail in this one artwork, that just completing all the different elements are so cool. Like, yeah, while it's taking a while for the picture as a whole to be complete, I think it's just a really cool concept that like, you're like completing different parts. Obviously with like some, you know, landscapes and other paintings, it isn't as easy to like tell when you're completing different elements because it's kind of more of like one bigger whole. I guess, for example, like when I was working on Inside Watery Eyes by Margaret Morales, that was kind of similar. It wasn't like a huge painting by any stretch, but I did feel like sometimes it was a little bit hard to see it come together just because there weren't little things that were helping me along the way. But there were like the fishes, I guess, but like aside from that, it was a little hard to pick that out. But yeah, that was a very long-winded way of saying that you should set realistic time expectations, but I feel like I went on a different tangent as well. But the last piece of advice I have is bigger canvases in general just will take a long time to complete, and I definitely think you should embrace it. I definitely think that it's amazing that we can have these really big canvases with a ton of detail and such beautiful artwork, and I really think just embracing it is just so good, honestly. And yeah, I just think it's fun, and I don't think it's a race, and I know that it can be discouraging to see people finish their projects fast, and I think whatever amount you are able to get done is great, and you definitely should never compare yourself to anybody else with how fast they go. You don't know their life circumstances, they don't know your life circumstances, and no matter how much you get done, I mean, I just say embrace it. Just have a good time. The whole point of diamond painting is to just have a good time. It's a relaxing hobby, and isn't that why we're all here, right? Just to enjoy this hobby. So yeah, you guys, that was a ton of fun. I'm glad I got to go through these tips and tricks with you guys. I hope someone took something from it. I feel like to me, all of these felt very obvious, but I'm thinking to myself and I'm like, you know what? No, like not everyone is gonna think that these are obvious. And I really hope that you learned something new today and that it wasn't all obvious. Maybe I'm Delulu. Let me know in the comments any other suggestions. I wanna hear all of the more tips down below. And if you've made it this far in the video, leave a dog emoji. Look how cute this is. I am gonna finish this section tonight. It's gonna be so cute. This painting, I am so excited that I started it. It's so pretty. There's just so much going on and it's stunning. But anyways, you guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below if you're not already. And I will catch you in my next video. Bye, guys.